Welcome to Season 6 of the Long-Winded One podcast. This is Spoiler Sessions, LitRPG, the only show where spoilers don't spoil anything. We're digging into fan theories, side characters, and the lore authors left in the drawer.
Hey everybody, I was listening to that intro, and every time I hear it, I think of something new, and I was thinking, well, maybe we will spoil it for somebody. But I mean, you don't go into a podcast that says spoiler sessions without, being disappointed at the end, I suppose. But welcome everybody to episode 16 of season 6. This is Spoiler Sessions LitRPG. You're with the Long-Winded One tonight, and with author extraordinaire, or as his Facebook profile says, best-selling author and pretty good writer.
Pretty good.
Of 83 books, Aaron Michael Ritchey.
B minus. I'm okay.
And I have the privilege of our special guest tonight to join us. Normally the special guests kind of come in about halfway through, but I've known this narrator for a couple of years now, and he's one of my favorites. Henry Kramer. Thank you for being here. And you are here as the special guest to Aaron Michael Ritchey because you perform the Shadowcroft Academy for Dungeons. Is that correct?
That is extremely correct. Can I just say real quick before
Sure.
we just thank you for the gift that is the fun guy who's the fun guy. That is my favorite. Can I curse?
Oh, can we curse?
Curse away.
Holy shit!
That is my favorite fucking pun. I love it every time I get to tell people about Logan Murray, the fun guy who's a fun guy, and his story about never giving up. I love him so much.
That's good. That's good.
So, guys, we're gonna talk a lot about Shadowcroft Academy for Dungeons tonight, which Aaron, you co-write that with James Hunter. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay, but we have heard of you from many other books. 83 is crazy to me, but so we have that series. We have the Dungeon Accountant series. We have the Juniper Wars series. We have the Cunning Man series, which is kind of your most recent series. You have Battle Artist, and the list kind of goes on and on and on. Thank you for being here, my friend.
Yeah, this is fun.
Yeah,
we're going to talk about it. Yeah, I think we're going to spend most of the time talking about Harry Kramer's experience narrating like the full cast Court of Thorns and Roses. Though I've not read it, but I know about it, but don't know anything about it. So
what?
So is that most of what we're going to be talking about? That's
we have too many questions to actually get through tonight, and we have people in chat here, gentlemen. I don't know if you're looking at chat, but William Allen Webb says the legend has arrived. Has Mr. Ritchey ever thought about writing the Dungeon Janitor series?
Dude, there was a guy, Josh Viola, who wrote like urban fantasy dungeon like janitors. It was very funny. God, what was it called? He used to sell 1 billion of those books. I did a lot of sales at cons for a while, like live action selling. Is that what you call it? Like live action selling? Like with real people?
In-person sales.
In-person, that's it. Live action selling is actually funny.
Live action sales.
It is.
You have a stunt sale?
Yeah. No, anyway. What? So I could do dungeon janitors. No, we were gonna do though. This is a great. We had this dungeon versus dungeon in Shadowcroft, and so we were gonna do a spin-off series about Jisoo, who is such a fun. My daughter loves K-pop, and I like K-pop as well. And so we were gonna do a spin-off series about the Arkandor initiative, and then it's all about hunting dungeons. But Dungeon Janitor that's kind of a clever idea, though. So, right? I mean, because you'd have to clean up,
or it's ooh, Because then you have to go into the process of how do you break down the different physiological body parts of the different adventurers? What happens when your spike pit trap gets full of bodies to the point where adventurers can walk? Like, who cleans up the rusted plate mail?
But would you want to clean it though? Well, it depends on the motif, right? What in Dungeon Accountant, one of our characters, Helga, is like the interior decorator, and it depends on the theme of the dungeon. So, like, if it's like a clean kind of dungeon, I'm playing Diablo 4 finally, and
William says,
I'm sorry, this is probably okay. So, yes, dungeon. It would depend on the dungeon about how much cleaning, but you'd have to like clean up some of the blood. Well, would you? Like, would you clean up the blood or would you let it congeal? I think most of the time you'd let it congeal, right? Right?
I think it depends on the dungeon, probably. Well, this is yet another one of my episodes where I feel like I could just like hang back, and just have with a drink, and I could let you two riff the whole time. And that would probably be very entertaining. But you have gotten several questions from your fans that I definitely want to get into. But I did want to. We start off every week this way. Every week I do this most days on Sundays, and we count down to LitRPG Con. Yeah. And we are 18 weeks away. And I got to go last year. It was fantastic.
Yeah, it was.
I'm hoping to see. Are you both going to be there this year?
I can't.
What, man?
I have a wedding to go to.
Oh
yeah. That'll do it. Yeah.
The only thing that was going to keep me from LitRPG Con was a funeral or a wedding. This time around, thankfully, it's a wedding.
Yeah, that's true.
Amen to that, brother.
Well, all right. So here's the thing. So we're going to try to get through as many of these questions as we can. We have about 23 minutes left.
Oh my God.
I want to save some time at the end though for you guys to talk about what you have coming up and what you're working on currently, if that's cool. So be thinking about that. A lot of these questions really you guys can kind of riff off this because most of these questions are about the Shadowcroft Academy. We have one here about the Dungeon Accountant. So let's before we do that though, if we could, I always ask the author to give like a 10,000 foot view of the series that we're going to be talking about. It could be like a little tiny plot summary and the name of the MC. That way people know if they have stumbled into this by accident, they'll know who we're talking about and what we're talking about. So would you be willing to kind of give us a 10,000 foot view of the Shadowcroft Academy and the Dungeon Accountant series?
No, I'm gonna now become a difficult because I'm making this too easy on you, Jared.
Oh,
so I'm just gonna be like monotone and one word answers.
Okay, all right. So I'll fill in. So you go ahead and do that, and I'll fill in.
I can't do it. I can't do it.
Well, I'll fill in a little bit. I'll fill in where I can.
No, like so in improv, there's this like whenever you do improv, there's like what was it called? Henry, did you ever do improv?
Yes.
There's like when you like become the alpha and you have to control everything. It's like statuses. And whenever I did scene, I would always take control. I just couldn't help myself. So
you always have to be the one asking the question.
I have a vision. No, so Dungeon Accountant is basically a team of accountants that go in and audit because what most people want when you have Dungeon Core is you want to have lots of auditing and paperwork and bureaucracy. Everybody loves that. Actually, Dungeon Accountant is very pro bureaucracy. I worked at a software company, and we were an FDA regulated medical device, and we had processes, and it was the greatest thing ever. Because before we had processes, I would like bring bugs, and they would never fix them, and I would be like, they would change the documentation to like document the bug, and I'm like, well, we could just fire all the software. I used to yell a lot at my job. No, and so then we brought in this whole process and we had a bureaucracy. And so then we would go in and fix things because we would just follow the process. And so Calcanus Illudere, this is the worst pitch ever for Dungeon Accountant.
I don't know. I like this.
So Cal is a homely elf. Like he has like a receding chin, and like he's not all of his siblings are so much better looking. He believes in you go into a dungeon, and in the Shadowcroft world. So Dungeon Accountant's a spin-off to Shadowcroft, and so in this Shadowcroft universe, the dungeons are the good guys. They protect these celestial nodes from the evil dungeoneers who want to suck up all the power, the apothos, and then become gods, and then planets die, but who cares, because there's lots of planets and they want to become immortal and gods. And so the dungeons are the heroes. And so Cal's job and his team, they're former dungeoneers, which is a fun little mechanic. So their former dungeoneers turn good guys, and they go in and they say, you have to make your dungeon as lethal as possible, and we're going to teach you how to do it. And then they have these I can't remember TPS reports, TPM reports.
Well, they work for this I found hysterical. They work for something called the Department of Universal Dungeon Efficiency, or DUDE. Yeah. So in my series, I have something called the Bureau of Afterlife Dispatch, or BAD. So I appreciated that very much.
Fun with acronyms. And so then that's Dungeon Accountant. And they have wacky cast of characters. Both are very similar. They're both very funny. James A. Hunter just pitched Shadowcroft as Dungeon Crawler Carl. What if Dungeon Crawler Carl and the Harry Potter series had a mutant baby in a back alley dumpster on a bad part of town?
Oh, God.
But funny.
Yeah.
And I think that captures it, right? I think that captures it.
Yeah. Well, so we have, go ahead, Henry, you got something to add there?
I was going to say that's damn near spot on, because over the course of the books that I've narrated for Dungeoncroft Academy, I think the closest elevator pitch I've gotten is, what do you get when you take a veteran, give him access to unlimited energy drinks, a regenerating body, and a go-getter attitude?
Yeah. So, but we do need to, all these alternative descriptions of the story are great, but we do need to tell people that this is about Logan Murray, right? He's, do we want to,
is it about Logan Murray, or is it Marko? Isn't it really a story about
no. Everyone is a side character in Marko's story. I don't know what's going on in his head.
I'm just saying.
Yeah,
hey, bro.
Hey, bro.
Logan.
So he's killed, right? Do you want me to take this, or
last Starfight? He get last Starfightered. So he beats a Dungeon Core game,
right? And
so then he's like the mimic, the video game console eats him. It's a mimic. He's killed. Isekai'd to Arborea, which is this kind of floating kind of magic school, basically the Shadowcroft Academy. He meets Shadowcroft himself. Skip.
Logan Murray.
Hey!
Oh yeah.
I still keep that Rolodex ready. I am ready and waiting for that next book.
That's good.
I have not forgotten.
Aww.
Cool.
You have to do
Marko.
the professional wrestler, the professional wrestler one. What's his name?
So
Oh God.
Henry, I'm going to put the questions that I'm going to ask. I'll put them in our private chat, and I'll let you think about any kind of voice that you might want to do with these questions. All right. So this is just for us. Okay.
Wait, no, you messing with the wrong man, brother.
Yeah, brother. Luchador. How can I forget?
Luchador is running wild.
Yes.
I loved him. He was the most ridiculous villain.
Oh yeah. And then he would have the Mexican popsicles that would give him a pathos. Oh my God. Oh, whew.
All right.
What was the question, Jared? What's going on?
Well, yeah. Well, I haven't asked one yet, but we have. Okay. I just want to remind people that we have 7 people in chat, and I want to remind them to ask questions, chat, comment, and I'll try to keep my eye on the chat. But we're gonna go right to. I mean, this is like a 3-part question. I mean, it's really, I can just ask them individually, but and I believe this came from the same person. Why mushroom? why drunk goatman, Marko? Why silverware? Do you want to take any of those, or maybe hit them together?
So me and James loved working together. Well, I enjoyed working with James. James found me challenging.
You're killing me, Smalls.
We worked on some other stuff, and he was trying to rein me in. I have an active imagination, and so James wanted to work with me, and I'm like, dude, let's do it. Let's do the thing. He's like, okay, I have this idea. Like, it's a dungeon core, but they go to a magic academy, and they have like a gem that they stick onto the pedestal so they can be there. Because that's a problem with the dungeon core, right? Like, you're either in the dungeon. If you're a normal dungeon core, you're in the dungeon. That's it. And so this is a magic academy, so they can go in and out of the dungeons. They have their dungeon guardian form. And so he was like, dude, I just watched the Netflix documentary on mushrooms, and we should do a mushroom dungeon, but like have them be like terrible because mushrooms are very fragile, right? And so when Logan has to pick his class, he can be like a putrid ratling. He could be like a slime guy. Or he could be like a fungaloid, but they're like fungaloids always die because they always are ripped apart. And so he like, okay, because he can't be like a dragon, right? Because dragons be awesome, right? Big huge dragon, undead dragon. Like,
God forbid he get a good choice.
Right, because he's from Earth, and Earth doesn't have much magic, right? Have you listened to the news? Like, we do tragedy. If Earth measure Earth in tragedy and sorrow, but like Earth doesn't have a lot of magic. We have to find it, right? You have to look for the magic in human life on Earth.
Very hard.
Yeah, but it's there. But every day is every day is a gift. So anyway, long story short, he becomes a mushroom. Mushrooms are super cool. Like right now, I have all these fungal things on my body. I think that's super cool. I'm like breathing in spores. I'm in a dungeon. We just have all of our bathrooms remodeled. I don't recommend, but no black mold. And I was kind of sad because I wanted to have black mold or green slime.
No,
right?
you don't. Oh man. So are you the reason that I get all these pop-ups about mushrooms in my Facebook feed? Okay.
The mushroom coffee, like there's mushroom coffee now.
Yeah, I got something.
Oh no, a psilocybin. Oh, but you're in you're on the East Coast, so you're not like out in the West.
I'm still traumatized from the super athlete's foot you gave him. What the hell, man? Right. That sounds like my worst nightmare.
No,
you made mushrooms terrifying.
Oh yeah, but mushrooms.
Thank you.
But dude, when you die, like it's the spores that take over, right?
Yep.
So
I learned so much vicariously. Just like actually, what do you mean all mushrooms on Earth are connected by the mycelium? What do you mean mushrooms aren't vegetation? We just don't know what they are.
Yeah.
No, it's early life forms. The biggest organism on Earth, on my Facebook, I shared it, is in Oregon.
Yeah,
right?
That is what popped up. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
It's the biggest organism on Earth is mushroom. So anyway, that's why he's a mushroom. Mushrooms are super cool. And we have a whole thing. Like we're working on book 4, and I talked with James today. And I wasn't going to do it like till later. And he's like, no, we have to do it sooner rather than later. So yeah, we're book 4 and it's off. So here's the thing. James, in other projects we work together, on a pen name I shan't name, but it's Haremy. But anyway, but I'm not naming it. We're moving on. So he tried to rein me in. And so then with Shadowcroft, he was like, I'm gonna let Aaron go. And then by book 3, he was adding stuff. And I'm like, James, it's too far. I was trying to rein him in. And I say Shadowcroft walked so Discount Dan could run. Because Discount Dan is unhinged. It is and he wouldn't have written that without working with me on Shadowcroft, because Shadowcroft is so unhinged. So in book 3, like the raccoon professor who teaches you trauma So he traumatizes his students so they remember in this alchemy class. But like the students, we didn't want to like have so much Harry Potter classes stuff. And so they're like, yeah, we went to our alchemy class, but we don't remember anything. And then they have like flashbacks of people on fire and screaming. And like the professor is like this raccoon guy who's just like, show me you're real. Are you real? Are you real? Shut up. What was that? No, back to that. Back to alchemy. Henry knows. Anyway, so like
I had so much fun with him. He was unhinged.
Oh yeah.
Can I just say the fact that from book 1, your references and your puns were just, it was like left, right. Like it was a genuine chuckle every time out of me. I was like, there's something new. You're the reason I had to watch all of Parks and Rec.
Oh yeah,
because I needed to do research on Ron Swanson for the ogre.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I didn't know what he sounded like.
Oh yeah, Ron Swanson. Sure.
All right, we have 9 minutes, guys.
Oh no.
So
God.
I want to take us. I want to take us to. Go ahead,
Jared. One more thing.
Yes.
Okay, Marko. He's a satyr. Like you know, he's either a drunk with a goat with a drinking problem, or a drunk with a goat problem. But he starts drinking less because he's found that the opposite of addiction is connection. So he drinks less, and he's like, but dude, book 3, his transformation, like with the beret. And he becomes the most powerful character. Yeah, it's Marko's story. The silverware jokes were totally accidental. So me and James, we work together. We just have so much fun, right? It's the friends you make along the way, right? Most likely, I will not be Matt Dinneman. I have on Jessa Wargo's podcast. I sang my Dungeon Crawler Carl blues song that I wrote, and basically I'm like, why can't I be Matt Dinneman? But it's the friends you make. So me and James have so much fun writing these books. And so we were mapping out book 2, and there's a throwaway line in book 1 about Inga's favorite professor, the owl professor, Bartholomew. What is his name? Anyway, and so he wrote a whole book on bread knives, Eritrean bread knives.
Yeah.
And we were trying to figure out one of the classes that Inga could take. And I'm like, dude, why would you write a book on bread? But he's a boring professor, right? So of course he would write a book on like bread knives and silverware. And so we created this whole, so she takes this class on like the culture of silverware. It's this massive, like Victorian, like all these times, and you have to have the place setting just right. And there's all this etiquette rules. And in book 2, it's the factor that wins the day. At the end of the day, it's because of her obsession with silverware. So then the silverware jokes, and so then like we just like leaned into it. Like always commit to the bit.
Yeah.
Me and James Hunter always commit to the bit. So we did.
We're back with improv now. Yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah. No. So Henry, do you get notes from these guys on like, okay, we got this goat guy, right? We get that you're gonna play, or this professor who teaches silverware classes. Like, do you get notes like that?
I get a breakdown with Shadow Alley Press when it comes to a brief synapse of the character and what's expected, and I'll go through. I'll make myself a voice that I think matches the character description, and then I trust the process. And like, I think the one I had to work on the most when it comes to just finding the right voice, weirdly enough, was Marko.
Yeah,
I had to take the longest time with him because he was more than just a chill surfer bro. He had layers, he had angst, he had hidden pain and depths. And I'm really happy with his growth that you gave him in book 3.
Yeah.
It was inspiring.
So we have a question about, so you're mentioning book 3. One of the questions is, when will you finish Shadowcroft Academy?
No, so I talked with James 800 today. He's driving. He calls me when he's driving, and he like has all these ideas when he's driving in his car. And he's like, "Hey, I have a car idea." And then he tells me like, "Oh, there's a whole thing about that." We're running out of time. We have 5 minutes, Jared. There's
we might go over a few minutes.
Just 5 minutes.
It's just a little bit.
I will not go into his. He had this whole thing about this horror conspiracy idea where he was going to do real life horror conspiracy. And I won't go into the billionaire town horrors idea. I'm not going to go there, Jared. You can't make me. So he called me today and I'm like, "Hey man, I have like a million projects. I just remodeled my old house. My 4 bathrooms. We remodeled 4 bathrooms. And my wife had foot surgery. This is just not a good time for me." And I'm like, "Let's just start Shadowcroft 4," because we met a fan who at Dragon Con, she's gonna misery us if we didn't finish. Like it was kind of creepy. And so we're like, we are definitely finish it. So last Dragon Con,
she's watching, right?
we don't misery me. My output will not increase if you chain me, if you break my ankles. It won't. It might, probably not. Anyway, so he said, like, we have to start. I was going to say May because my life's been in shambles, and so we're going to start in April, and we already have it all mapped out because we drove the truck, and so in April we're going to start, and I write fast, and we already have it's crackers. The gang, so Marko and Logan and Inga and Treacle Glimmer Happy.
The most depressed minotaur on the face of the earth.
He was a gnome. It's this happy little candy gnome. He was never a happy candy gnome. Didn't like candy. It's not good for your teeth. He becomes this gigantic minotaur who also has a character arc. He really is like struggles with his depression. They come to Earth because Earth is their work study. So in your senior year at the academy, you have to go to a place and do a work study program, and They come to Earth. So we're going to have 7-Eleven dungeons. We're going to have it's going to be this road trip. So it's going to be Logan road trip, like epic. Dude, the ending is so epic. It's so good. It's so good.
Awesome.
So good.
I'm not going to say anything because we're short. We're quick on time. I'm not going to say anything.
2 minutes, Jared. No. I can't.
It's more of a goal,
2.5. Come on.
This is like the pilot.
So I can ask my questions.
Guideline.
Hey, listen. Not everybody can riff like this. Okay, you guys have a special talent. But I do have a few more questions, so I want to ask. So
okay.
Let's go to, well, this one. I don't know if this is actually a question, but I'm going to read it because it's funny. Since there's a planet of puppies and a planet of kittens, there must be a planet of bunnies, right?
Yeah.
And this is for the Dungeon Accountant.
Sure.
Yeah.
I have pledged my life. So I talked to that fan, and I said, "Upon this, I swear." If I do Dungeon Accountant 4, there will be a planet of bunnies. And the whole point will be to save the planet of bunnies. Upon this, I swear.
Yes.
Dungeon Accountant really wrapped up at 3. I really like 3 is one of my favorite books I've ever written. There's a lot of creamed corn for some reason. I think it comes from Twin Peaks. I'm a Twin Peaks fan.
Yeah.
And there's this whole thing about Garmonbozia, which actually looks like creamed corn, but represents all human suffering and evil. As creamed corn does. Henry, you're not a fan of creamed corn, sounds like.
Honestly, creamed anything doesn't sound good for me because I'm lactose intolerant.
Oh.
Well, you might be able to do creamed corn, actually.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's mostly sugar, right?
Yeah, I think so.
I don't need all that sugar. It's bad for your teeth.
I love it.
Oh, dude, we need to talk about Henry. And I am fascinated because I am a frustrated actor. In another life, I did theater, but not in this life. And I thought about being a narrator and narrating my own books, but there's just no time. So I want to just like Henry, like 30 seconds. Oh, dude, we are so out of time.
No.
30 seconds on your journey to be a narrator. Go.
So, saw my dad die in Richard III when I was 12 years old. Realized that I could play pretend professionally and realized, okay, cool. Because when I saw my dad go, "You bang," splat against the glass wall, I went, "Daddy, no!" And then Mom went, "Daddy's not dead." I went, "Daddy's not dead? Cool, I want to do that." So I tried to go do theater. Don't sign me up. I tried to do theater. Signs me up for band. I finally quit band, joined theater, go to college, study everything but acting on stage. Then I graduate, start waiting tables and doing auditions and trying to go up to New York. Nothing happens. However, pandemic hits. I have a microphone. I have everything I need. I start acting through books.
Yeah.
And I've been doing it ever since.
That was impressive. That was impressive.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
I have we have one more question here. Actually, I want to go to chat real quick. So we have William who's been chatting this whole time as we've been talking about
another William to a William. Hell yeah.
He says he's talking about the mushrooms. Are they better sautéed in olive oil or butter? He said, wait, Matt Dinneman isn't one of your pen names.
That's funny. That's good. That's funny.
I've actually met Matt in person, so I know that's not true.
Dude. I saw Matt Dinneman play bass at Digging for Change at this dive bar in Washington, and I had to drive around the block because it was seedy. I'm like, dude, if I go in there, I might not come back out.
Wait. What?
Yeah, I saw him. Yeah. He's such a good guy. I mean, out of all the people like to become rich and famous, like he's such a good guy. And he's like really, he's
don't you love when that happens?
Yeah.
Well,
that's a good guy.
I mean, I think Dungeon Crawler Carl is opening a lot of doors for a lot of people in the genre, right?
Yeah,
so
and it's beautiful. I read the first one and I was like, because I read a lot of the just book ones to see what's going on.
Yep.
And with that one, I'm like, well, I have to now read all of them, obviously. And I say it's the song of my soul. And what's stupid is that people are like, "Oh, Aaron, what do you write?" And I'm like, "Oh, I write LitRPG. You know, it's video game novels." But then I never tell them to read Shadowcroft. I'm always like, "You should read Dungeon Crawler Carl."
Yeah.
One of the lit RPGs I always tell people to read if they want something wacky and zany. Shadowcroft is top of the list.
See, I need to start doing that.
I fell in love with your series, and I have been itching, pun intended, to get back in the spores. I miss my boy Logan. He got me through the rough times because he was a little mushroom man with a can-do attitude and an impenetrable will. Iron sharpens iron, Chadragoth.
Dude, in book 2, Chadragoth, when he because they connect, right? So the bully, this is a spoiler alert. This is one of my favorite things ever. And we got pushback. I don't know. People have issues. But so Chadragoth wants to see Logan dead. But then they connect because Logan has this connection power through his fungaloid abilities. And then Chadragoth's like, "You see me. You see," and he starts calling him best friend. Me and my daughter, we love watching the Hobbit movies. I know, controversial. I understand, but my daughter would be like, when Thorin and Bilbo, and she's like, "What are you doing, best friend?" And then calling and so when Chadragoth calls Logan best friend, "Okay, best friend," and Logan's like, "Oh my god, dude, I love that." I howled laughing because it's so funny because Chadragoth has this huge epiphany right when everyone's being destroyed and Dungeon versus Dungeon and minions are ripping each other apart. Oh my god.
He trips mushrooms and has an ego death.
He really does.
He took ayahuasca in the desert and saw into the depths of his soul.
He really did. And he totally changed. And then by book 3, he's totally chill.
He's a completely different person. You would talk about journeys of Marko. Chadragoth he's a completely different person.
And I always thought Draco Malfoy should have joined the gang. If I would have
he should have had a chance to redeem himself.
Yeah, amen. So
So the description of this episode is going to be Jared loses control of the episode.
Now you know what it's like co-writing with me.
Oh man,
we're on a journey. Oh, did we lose Henry?
We lost Henry. Oh man, I don't know. Maybe he lost internet or power or something. But
Oh,
um,
Henry.
he'll be back. So here he is. In fact, yeah, here he. Henry,
Sorry,
I
my
didn't kick you out,
finger
man.
slipped. I was trying to look at the comments. I'm sorry.
So the only one that I haven't read is from Aaron, who says, "I've read Shadowcroft 1 and loved it." I want to push the boundaries here. This will be the longest one I've done this season.
Oh no,
and
it's my fault.
No, actually, I mean, I could talk comfortably for an hour and a half, but
Okay.
I did want to ask one more before I
Sure.
hear from you. And that is the last question, which is, and it's not a question, it's just Melvin the kitchen gassed.
Oh yeah, Melvin. Like, is this a
Oh, Melvin!
dude?
God damn!
Henry, we have a plan. We have a plan for Mel. I can't say what it is, but of course, like, you know, this is the nice thing about writing books, and this is why I like comic books, right? So comic books, you'll have this like grand death, you know, Superman is dead, and like, oh, there's tears, but Superman's not dead. They're gonna bring him back. So Melvin was so fun to write because we had to create this kind of super awkward, and he's a red herring, right? So like the whole time you're thinking, oh, Melvin is bad news, and I spoil it. He's not. He's a red herring. Melvin is innocent, but he has issues, right?
He does. Can I say, as someone who loves to bake, was socially awkward, and at one time both owned a fedora and a katana, I was like, why am I being attacked? And why am I crying in the club right now, reading this man who just wants to bake his friends a pie? Oh, God.
Well, Melvin,
my boy, Melvin.
Melvin was created for that, to be the villain. Everyone's like, oh, he's because we have a Scooby-Doo type of mystery in book 2. And so there's a series of murders, and so then it kind of comes out. No, so we have you have not seen the last. It's what we're planning on doing is very unwise. I would not do it personally, but oh, dude, Henry, it's not good, dude. I'm telling you, this is a bad idea. This is James. This is me trying to rein James in, and James like refusing to be reined in. I'm like, dude, we cannot do this idea.
If this means what I think it means for my boy Melvin,
it won't.
If this,
it's, and I'm gonna have the best time writing it because I can't say anymore.
All right.
Let's just say
fair.
I read a lot of like The Stranger, Camus, a lot of like one of my favorite things to do is read like really high literature, John Updike, Jonathan Franzen, Cormac McCarthy. I really like that like super hoity-toity literature, and Melvin's return is me going to be flexing that muscle. So I'm very excited. Oh, dude, Henry, that's
a good one.
It's all not right. What you think.
You know what, Aaron? Game on.
Game on.
Game on. I'm looking forward to bringing that scene to life. Game on.
You're gonna send me hate mail. You're gonna have to channel your inner douchebag. I mean, literally,
it's not very hard to do.
Yes, like you're gonna have to drink tea. So, not that drinking tea is bad.
Is there a reason you pointed to me when you said inner douchebag, Aaron?
Oh, I think the things are flipped.
Okay, gotcha.
Wait, hold up your right hand.
Yeah.
Is it flipped?
No,
is that my right hand?
Well, it's left for me, but it is your right. Yeah.
Yeah, it's left orienting on the screen.
Oh my God.
Well, guys, tell me. So we're pushing the boundaries here, but I want to know.
That's what we do.
What you got going on? And Henry, we'll start with you. Tell us, like, do you have anything coming out here in the next couple of months? What you working on?
In general, I'm diversifying my the list of content that I have for my genres. I did a lot of LitRPG early on in my career, and then ACOTAR came out, and I voiced Tamlin. And since then, I have received a slew of romance and romantasy options, and I'm going to be working on a couple of those. And I've got something planned for March with a company that I will not name, begins with a P, and last name Odium. And I'm currently working on a Irish pirate swashbuckler adventure called the Warder Trilogy.
Uh-huh.
The main character, Kailak, wields 2 katanas made of fish scales.
No fedora, though.
Wow.
No fedora.
Aaron, tell us, what do you have going on? What you have coming out here?
So I finished up the Cunning Man trilogy, which is my Mormon sorcerer book with DJ Butler, which is on the 100 lists of all books Mormons should read. So like we're on there with like Joseph Smith's wife, and like, yeah.
You made the Mormon list?
Yeah, we made and we were up for like we came very close to winning did we win? I think we might have won like the Mormon Book Award at some point.
That's a thing?
Hey, so at the end of the world, if like the Mormons are all going to go to this town in Missouri, and I get to go there, even though I'm not Mormon, I do have a Book of Mormon with my name on it that I used to fight vampires, and it works.
That's
then
wild.
I get to go to Missouri at the end of the world, so I got that going for me. So,
which is nice.
Which is nice.
No,
I've been focusing on my pen name where I write harem novels, so that's kind of my focus. But I will be writing Shadowcroft Academy for Dungeons year 4.
Yes,
it's gonna get out of hand. And I would love to write a sequel to Sages of the Underpass. That is somebody, one of the groups was like, I really like that, and we won an award. We won a like best audio, like indie audiobook. Travis Baldry did the narration, and we won. So it really, and Travis was like, you should write more of that, but it didn't sell well, and it's hard to write books that don't sell because I'm trying to run a business. Oh, and also Jared.
Yes.
So I had experience with death, just like Henry, right? My mom passed, and I wanted to finish the Juniper Wars because it's my favorite thing, right? It's my favorite. I was going to write Juniper Wars and quit writing because my heart was broken too many times. And so book 6 is coming out this year. We're re-releasing, recovering, and I love those books so much. So buy the Juniper Wars because those are the books that I love the most in the world. And it's cowgirls with machine guns on a post-apocalyptic cattle drive, but like dramatic. Like that makes it sound pulpy. It's not. It's really a family drama. It's really Mad Max Fury Road meets Litter House on the Prairie. It's like family drama. Oh, it's just heartbreaking. And book 6 is one of my favorite books I've ever written. I spent the whole time crying. Oh, it's so good.
Kavatica, right?
Kavatica Weller. Yeah, my daughter named after the
Harry Potter, right? It's
no, Charlotte's Web.
Oh, Charlotte. Oh,
that's Charlotte's last name. Oh yeah. Oh, dude, rip your heart out. And the narration, we did one book and it didn't sell either. So poor Rose. The audiobook for the first Juniper Wars is really good. So.
Well, I love the concept. It's about this woman and her sisters, right? As they have. Well, I don't want to give it all away, but there's
post-apocalyptic cattle drive.
Right, exactly. There's this area called the Juniper, which is kind of like this dangerous area, right?
Yeah, it's so good.
Yeah,
it's so good.
Yeah, no, it sounds awesome.
It's so good. Frickin' Matt Dinneman gets like, I'm Matt Dinneman.
Here, we got to put that comment up. We'll put this one instead of the other one. Here, we'll put this up on the screen. This is wait. Sorry, couldn't help it. All right, guys. Well, I'm going to let you go for the night, but okay. Before we go, I want to just say, if you are listening and check out the calendar, come to the website, longwinded.one, go to spoiler sessions, and at the very bottom of the page, there's a calendar link. And I have tried to link I had tried to connect with all of the other podcasters that I know of in LitRPG, and we're putting things on that calendar. And we literally have an interview. Somebody has an interview every day this week except for Saturday. So this week, actually, James Hunter is on with Rec and Pop Pop on Tuesday. The author Steve Rowland is on with Pop Pop on Thursday. And then I have Casual Farmer on Sunday.
Oh, fun.
Yeah. So come hang out, check out that calendar, and don't miss a single episode. And thank you guys so much for being here. I really, really appreciate it.
Thank you, Jared. Thank you, Henry. That was fun.
Thank
Sorry
you
we went
for
long.
no, thank you for giving me the best birthday gift you could ever give me, because you are giving me news that you're going to start writing one of my favorite lit RPG series in my birth month. I'm stoked. This is the best day ever.
So yeah, we're wanting to finish by DragonCon. So that's the goal. Finish by DragonCon.
All right, guys. Have a good night.
All right, bye.
Adios.